Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and on this video there is lots to negotiate about, so let's delve straight into the topics. I am going to be giving you some news on Angel Gomes, also going to be giving you the latest news on Odion Ighalo, also going to be giving you some news on Werner, because I have been talking with you about Werner on a regular basis. And then after that, I'm going to be giving you the news on Ramsey and Pogba, because there has been talks of a possible swap deal involving Pogba and Ramsey. But yeah, I will delve into that topic a bit later on in the video. I'm going to be starting with the news on Angel Gomes. So according to the Sun, I think it first got reported from the Sun. They have mentioned that we have made a last ditch offer for Angel Gomes, to try and convince him to sign a new contract at Manchester United. Now, obviously, his current contract does expire very, very soon, does Angel Gomez. So if we can't get him a new contract, then he will leave the football club on a free transfer. And as you all know, Chelsea have been interested in getting Angel Gomez. Now, reportedly, we've offered Angel Gomez around £30,000 a week, plus additional bonuses for goals, appearances, and trophies won. So, do you think this £30,000 figure could be enough to convince Angel Gomes to sign a new contract with the football club? Well, we're also, we are willing to almost double his wages though, because on his current deal at the moment, I think Angel Gomes is on around £17,000 a week. But we have been in talks for quite some time over getting Angel Gomes a new contract at the football club. Don't forget, back in January, I think we'd offered him a contract worth around £20,000 a week, but Angel Gomes had turned this down. Now, up until this point, Angel Gomes has spent the entirety of his career with the football club. I think he was in our youth academy, was it, for a good 11 or 12 years or something like that. I think he's been in our senior squad for the last couple of years or so as Angel Gomes. Don't forget, he became the youngest player to represent Manchester United since Duncan Edwards back in the 1950s. And also, too, became the first player born in the 2000s to appear in the Premier League. And how old is Angel Gomes? Is he 18 or 19 years of age? And predominantly is an attacking midfielder. Now, Angel Gomes, I think, only made around, is it 5 or 6 first team appearances for the football club and that. Obviously, the main explanation why Seldon played this season under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's guidance is because there has been a lot of uncertainty over his future at the football club. But if we can convince Angel Gomes to sign a new contract, then I do believe he will get more opportunities. Now, Angel Gomes has also had element of concerns of us being linked with Jude Bellingham, because, don't forget, Jude Bellingham has been one player on our agenda. Obviously Jude Bellingham would cost us around £30 million if we were to get him from Birmingham. Don't forget, a while back now, he went and visited our Carrington training ground, did Jude Bellingham, and don't forget, Sir Alex Ferguson held talks with Bellingham. And also too, Ed Woodward had held talks, with his parents, and Jude Bellingham had given his verdict on his tour, that I had at the Carrington training ground, saying that he liked it a lot and that. There's been quite a few clubs that have expressed their interest in Jude Bellingham. Obviously, this has been his first season in the senior squad with Birmingham. Obviously, up until this point, though, he spent the entirety of his career with Birmingham. Obviously, became the youngest player to ever represent them. He made his debut with the age of 16 years and 38 days, did Bellingham. And he's played persistently this season for Birmingham. I think he's played, is it around 30-odd games for them this season. I think he's expected to sign his professional contract, he did say, when he does turn 17 years of age. Or is he already 17? I can't remember, but this is what it said anyway. But from my own perception, I think Jude Bellingham does need at least another season in the Championship, because I don't think his Premier League standard is yet, because he is inexperienced in that. So, yeah, so hopefully, we can get Angel Gomes a new contract at the football club. So, yeah, we've offered him £30,000 a week, plus there's bonuses included in that. So, more things will update about the news on Angel Gomes. Whether he accepts the contract or whether he turns down the contract, we will find out. But to be fair, we have extended quite a lot of players' contracts since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended in, so that is a positive. But we've actually as well got around 9 players' contracts that are due to expire next year, like I updated you on my other videos before. So that's something else, we do need to address out. But obviously, it wasn't so long ago we give Chong a new contract. Chong got given a new contract at the football club. But I think, we'd be willing to it was saying before we was willing to offer Angel Gomes like a new 2-year contract or something like that. I think we did get Chong a new 2-year contract, was it, with an option of a further year, if I'm right. So, there you go. So that's the news on him. Now I'm going to give you the news on Odion Ighalo, because I have been talking with you about Odion Ighalo on a regular basis. So reportedly, we want to extend Odion Ighalo's loan deal at the football club. We want to extend his loan deal at the football club. Now, obviously, Shanghai Shenhua, whether they're willing to let him go permanently or not, I do not know. But I think Odion Ighalo does want to stay at Manchester United permanently. And it's already been revealed how much it will cost us to get Odion Ighalo on a permanent transfer. And it did say it will cost us around £15 million. So he is a cheap solution. If he'd have been like 4 or 5 years younger, Odion Ighalo, he would have cost us quite a bit more than £15 million. But Ighalo has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. He has got, 4 goals in 3 starts for the football club. Don't forget he did score a brace in our 3-0 win against Derby in the FA Cup. And I think, he's been a very, very good cover-up to Marcus Rashford. And don't forget, Odion Ighalo is a lifelong Manchester United fan. Now, like I said to you, we did pay around £4 million to get Odion Ighalo in on loan back in January. We are paying like a third of his wages, because his wages at Shanghai Shenhua are like £300,000 a week or something like that. And his loan spell at Manchester United does end on the 31st of May, does Odion Ighalo's. But it's not fully assured yet, that we are going to get Ighalo on a permanent transfer. But I think we will, because he's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. Don't forget, it came out a while back saying that Shanghai Shenhua had offered him around £400,000 a week, plus a 2-year contract extension to convince him to turn down a permanent move to Manchester United. But yeah, we've already said, we are keen on extending his loan deal at the football club. Don't forget, Odion Ighalo has, come out and revealed what he's learned from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer so far. Ighalo's being very, very happy, with his coaching. He was mentioning that Solskjaer is a very, very good guy in that. But I think he enjoys playing under Solskjaer's guidance, to be quite honest with you. And Ighalo is the age of 13 now. So yeah, I think, Ighalo will be our, 5th permanent signing, under Solskjaer. Because I think we'll get him on a permanent transfer anyway, to be quite honest with you. So there you go. Now, let's delve into the news on Werner from RB Leipzig. So, the news is on Werner is that I was reading reports yesterday, and this was stemming from the Daily Mail, and it was stemming from quite a few other reports, and they've said that Manchester United and Chelsea have contacted Werner's agent over the possible move. Now, obviously, Liverpool are emerged as the favourites to sign Werner from RB Leipzig. But obviously, Liverpool are reportedly told, like I updated yesterday, they've told Werner's representatives to give them a bit more time to submit an offer. Because Liverpool recently suggested, that they won't be making any signings in the summer transfer market. Don't forget as well, Werner recently turned down a move to Bayern Munich because Bayern Munich had expressed their interest in him. But Werner, wants to go to Liverpool. He's been talking a hell of a lot about Liverpool. Obviously, back in February, don't forget, he described Jurgen Klopp as one of the best managers in the world. It does mention that Liverpool have been in advanced talks with the player, over the transfer to Liverpool. Reportedly, Liverpool have offered Werner a contract I think it did mention in the Express the other day that they've offered him like a 5-year contract worth around £9 million a year plus bonuses. But yeah, I think if Timo Werner leaves RB Leipzig, he will make a move to Liverpool. Timo Werner has got around a £52 million release clause in his contract with RB Leipzig. He's got around 3 years remaining on his RB Leipzig contract. He's under contract with them until 2023 is Timo Werner. But he is a cheap solution. £52 million is very, very good. Obviously, Timo Werner is now into his 4th season at RB Leipzig. And like I said, he's got 88 goals in 150 games in all competitions and around 72 goals in the Bundesliga. You know, Leipzig only paid around €10 million for him from Stuttgart back in 2016. He was also a very, very good player at Stuttgart. You know, became the youngest player to ever represent them, their youngest goal scorer ever. He's actually become the youngest player to reach, 200 Bundesliga appearances. And he's on the age of 23, or is he 24 years of age, Werner? You know, you can play him centrally, but you can also play him on each flank, so his versatility is also very, very good. So Man United and Chelsea reportedly now step their interest up in the player. But if you can't make a move to Liverpool, Werner, then I think he'll end up remaining loyal to RB Leipzig at least for another season. But I'd definitely take Werner at Manchester United. I really, really would. You know, I would take him at Manchester United. So that is the news on Timo Werner. But there has been quite a few strikers on our agenda. You know, like I said, Moussa Dembele, he's been a striker on our agenda. Again, he's another striker I'd take at Manchester United, Moussa Dembele. I'd take Moussa Dembele at Manchester United. Don't forget, like he updated you last week, there was reports coming out of the mainstream media saying that Moussa Dembele, would find it hard to reject to move to Manchester United in the summer. We've inquired about Moussa Dembele's availability in the past. I think also too Chelsea have been in for the player. You know, Moussa Dembele is only 23, something like that, very, very young. I think this has been his 2nd season with Lyon. I think he's got around 42 goals in 88 games for Lyon as Moussa Dembele since his arrival. He has got a contract with Lyon until 2023. Lyon did pay around £20 million to him from Celtic back in the summer of 2018. He also enjoyed a good few years with Celtic. And another beneficial thing about us recommending Dembele in is that, he's played in the Premier League before because he began his senior career with Fulham, did Moussa Dembele. He did really, really well for Fulham. I think he scored 19 goals in 64 competitive matches. I think Moussa Dembele, if we were to get him in the summer, he'd probably cost us in the 60-odd or 70-odd million pound range. Also, too, Raul Jimenez from Wolves, he's also another, striker that has been on our agenda. He's been another player on our agenda as Raul Jimenez. Of course, Erling Haaland, we missed out on him back in the January transfer window. And I did say, it was a shame, that we didn't get Erling Haaland in the January transfer window because he would have been an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type signing. Don't forget, there's still a lot of talks about Harry Kane going on. But like I mentioned to you before, I'm very, very sceptical that Manchester United will sign Harry Kane. Because obviously, Solskjaer's already confirmed that we won't be getting him anyway because he believes Rashford's as good as Harry Kane. Plus, Tottenham have said, they want a world record fee of £200 million for him. And I said, I'm very sceptical that Manchester United will pay up to £200 million for Harry Kane. Obviously, Kane did fuel speculation up back in March because he came out and said, that he could leave Tottenham if he feels as though the team are not progressing. And he won't stay at Tottenham for the sake of it because Harry Kane has already revealed his ambition. And his ambition is to win silverware. And he's not experienced any of this so far at Tottenham. So he's very, very unhappy with Tottenham, is Harry Kane. Maybe we could try and get him in the foreseeable future, but we won't get him in the summer. So that's it. But we do need to sign a centre forward in the summer transfer market. We really, really do. So there you go. Now, the news on Pogba and Aaron Ramsey. So, reportedly, Juventus are willing to let Aaron Ramsey come to Manchester United in the summer, providing that they can get Paul Pogba as part of the deal. So there has been a lot of talks recently about, a swap deal involving Paul Pogba and Aaron Ramsey. Now, maybe, it's in a way it's reiterating what I mentioned quite a few weeks ago, because it also spoken about this quite a few weeks ago about, Ramsey and Paul Pogba, the swap deal had spoken about it. And I think, a lot of Manchester United fans, or even some at least, would take Aaron Ramsey at Manchester United, because obviously, reflecting on his good pedigree in the Premier League, because don't forget, Aaron Ramsey did endure 11 years with Arsenal. He was a very, very long-serving player for Arsenal. I think he made over, 200 appearances for them in the Premier League, over 300 appearances for them in all competitions. He was a very, very good player for Arsenal. Arsenal got him in 2008. At the time, they paid around £5 million for him, was it, from Cardiff? Like I mentioned yesterday, we missed out on signing Aaron Ramsey in 2008 because he said we came close to getting him in 2008 before he joined Arsenal. And I do really, really like him a lot. I don't think he's been so good at Juventus as what I've heard since he joined them. Juventus did get him on a free transfer last summer, from Arsenal. And I think he's the second highest paid player at Juventus, just behind Cristiano Ronaldo. He has got a contract with Juventus until 2023. Aaron Ramsey is predominantly a box-to-box midfielder. He can also be deployed on the left wing. He can also be deployed on the right wing. So versatility, very, very good. And I think he's the age of, 29 now, is Aaron Ramsey. But yeah, so there's been talks about this happening. I think he recently returned to training as well, did Aaron Ramsey. Obviously, it said as well, Juventus have offered, a couple of their players, as part of the deal, to try and get Paul Pogba back to Juventus. Obviously, I think there was talks of Douglas Costa coming as part of a swap deal as well. There's been talks of Miralem Pjanic coming as part of the swap deal and that. But yeah, and in regards to Paul Pogba, I think he's going to be staying at Manchester United anyway, so I don't think the swap deal is going to materialise in the summer, because don't forget, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did recently say that he wants Paul Pogba to stay at Manchester United because he wants him to build a partnership with Bruno Fernandes in our midfield, and Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes have not yet had the chance to play together in our midfield, but Solskjaer did. He has told Paul Pogba that he wants to make him a key part of the club's future and that, So there you go. Now, obviously, you've had reports coming out saying that if Paul Pogba was to be sold in the summer, we could only get 60 or 70 million pounds for the player. So we could actually, get less than what he's worth. Because we've said, we want at least 100 million pounds for Pogba if we are to sell him in the summer transfer market. Now, revert back. This was before all the football season got suspended. You had Solskjaer coming out in Austria. This was prior to the last game, saying that, Paul Pogba will remain at Man United next season. You had Paul Pogba before that saying, that he's interested in staying at Man United and he's interested in extending his contract at the club. The main explanation is because he believes he can form a good partnership with Bruno Fernandes in our midfield and that. But I think Paul Pogba will be at Manchester United next season. I'm not sure about, the foreseeable future, but I think he will be here next season. Reports also mentioned as well, if he does not leave this summer, we will extend his contract, because don't forget, we have not triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. So Paul Pogba has got exactly a year remaining now on his Manchester United contract. He's only played 8 times this season for the football club. His appearances have been limited due to his injuries. And he was speaking about the issues that he's had with injuries, that's really, really infuriated him, that. Because he did give an interview to the United podcast quite a few weeks ago now. Don't forget, he also responded to the criticism that he received from Graham Souness and Keane, because Graham Souness and Roy Keane have been his biggest critics. Obviously, Rio Ferdinand, recently has given his verdicts on Paul Pogba. You've also had Paul Ince, advising us, to offload Paul Pogba in the summer transfer market and stuff like that. But, yeah. And as I've always said, if Paul Pogba leaves Manchester United in the summer, he'll either go to Real Madrid. If he doesn't go to Real Madrid, he will make a return back to Juventus and that. Like I said, his preference was a move to Real Madrid last summer, but the main explanation why his move to Real Madrid last summer didn't materialise was reflecting on the substantial amount we put on him, because we said last summer we wanted around £180 million, so he was demanding just over double than what we paid for him from Juventus back in 2016. So Real Madrid were not willing to meet our asking price for the player. Real Madrid, did recruit a good 5 or 6 players in last summer. Obviously, they got Luka Jovicic in, who I don't think they've been happy with. Obviously, they got Eden Hazard in, Rodrigo, Ferland Mendy, Eden Militao. So they did recruit quite a few players in, did Real Madrid. But they're obviously, looking to offload players, like I've said before. They're looking to get rid of Dani Ceballos on a permanent transfer. I think Real Madrid have said they want around 44 million for that. They're looking to get rid of Gareth Bale. They're looking to get rid of James Rodriguez. Karim Benzema's coming to an end of his footballing career. So there you go. But Pogba wanted to leave Man United last summer because he said he was seeking for a new challenge, and he even publicly admitted that he wanted to leave the football club. And obviously it came out the other week. These were stemming from reports in France saying that Zinedine Zidane still wants Pogba like he did last summer, and Real Madrid have identified him as their priority target, and that. Even though they have had quite a few midfielders on their agenda. Yeah. And like I said to the other week, it came out saying that PSG offered, 2 of their players for Paul Pogba, and that was Julian Draxler and Angel Di Maria. Angel Di Maria, of course, is a former Man United player. According to reports from the Italian press, they've recently said that Inter Milan have expressed their interest in Paul Pogba. Don't forget, Inter Milan have already recruited 3 of our players. They got Young, Lukaku and Sanchez off us. I don't see Pogba going to Inter Milan. If he did go to Inter Milan, he would be reuniting with Antonio Conte. Inter Milan, of course, I think are looking to get rid of Icardi on a permanent transfer. He's on loan at the moment with PSG. They're looking to get rid of Perisic on a permanent transfer. I think he's on loan at Bayern Munich. He's another player Manchester United missed out on, because we went up in favour of Perisic back under the Mourinho era back in 2017. Barcelona have also been in for Pogba in the past. So there you go. But I think the best we've seen of Paul Pogba was in that 3-month period when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager and that. But he has been mainly inconsistent as Paul Pogba. Don't forget, we had him when he was a lot younger, back under the Alex Ferguson era. But we had to let Paul Pogba go due to limited appearances and that. We had to basically, let him go. So we made a mistake getting rid of him, when he was younger. But at the moment, he's our most expensive signing because, we did pay £89 million for him. But if the season does resume, then I think, Paul Pogba will be back because he has been stepping up his fitness regime. I think he did have the surgery on his ankle back in January. Obviously, Ed Woodward's had quite a few negotiations with Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, to try and resolve Pogba's future at the football club and stuff like that. But, yeah. But is there a possibility, chance that we could get him a new long-term contract, Paul Pogba, at the football club? But there has been a few players on our agenda who could replace him if he does leave Man United in the summer. Donny van der Beek, we've identified him as our number 1 candidate to replace Paul Pogba at Manchester United and stuff like that. But there's been a few midfielders on our agenda anyway, so that is the news on that. Like I said, Solskjaer, said, he wants to make around 4 signings in the summer transfer market because he believes we need around 4 signings to become title contenders next season. But I'm very, very sceptical that Manchester United are going to make 4 signings in the summer transfer market because obviously, a lot of teams are under financial pressure due to this coronavirus crisis. And a lot of clubs' summer transfer budgets will be reduced. So me personally speaking, I think, we could only make 1, maybe 2 signings at the most in the summer. I do not think we will make 4. In reality, we need around 4, maybe 5, to be title contenders next season. Of course, Solskjaer still wants to continue the policy of recruiting young British talents to Manchester United like he did do last summer. I've said to you so many times, and I'll reiterate it now, we need to stick with Solskjaer. He needs to be given at least another season at the football club because it is a transition period, and it's been a transition period for quite some time. But Solskjaer revealed at the beginning of the year he's hopeful, that we can get through this transition period. But he definitely will be here next season. If things don't work out next season, that's when I would, get rid of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That's when I really, really would get rid of him. But like I said, he also needs at least a couple of more transfer windows as well because he is still in the process of rebuilding this Manchester United team. Like I've said to you so far, Solskjaer's enjoyed 3 transfer windows at the football club and he has recommended 5 players in and spent around 200. I think he spent around £220 million or something like that. Last summer brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. And in January, he recommended Bruno Fernandes and Odion Ighalo in. So I've got to credit Solskjaer, so far for the players that he has recommended in to the football club. But, he knows when, if the football season does eventually resume, that he's going to be under pressure to keep this good run of form up. Because before the football season got suspended, we was in a good vein of form. Because, we are unbeaten in our last 11 games in all competitions. Our best vein of form since Solskjaer was the interim manager. I think also too, like I've said before, Solskjaer also needs to work out his best formation. He has been going with that 4-2-3-1 on a regular basis this season, but like I've said so many times, we look more expansive with the 3-5-2 or any formation with 3 at the back. We do look very, very expansive. I think quite a few times as well we have gone with that 4-3-3 formation. So there you go. But yeah, so it's good that, Solskjaer has revealed his plans for when the summer transfer market does open. He did say quite a few weeks back now, we will exploit the transfer market. You've obviously, had Ed Woodward that's been talking a hell of a lot, saying, we won't do business as usual in the summer transfer market. Obviously, what he means in that aspect is that we won't be spending hundreds of millions of pounds. But Ed Woodward's obviously, made a transfer promise to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and that. So Ed Woodward believes we will remain highly competitive in the summer transfer market. But we have improved in the market under Solskjaer. What I mean is I think we have been a bit more sensible with our recruitment, to be quite honest with you. I give you the news the other day, as you all know, we're no longer getting a director of football in now because Ed Woodward's no longer interested in recommending one in. We was in for a director of football for the last couple of years, and I did say that was one of the structural changes that we needed at the football club. Ed Woodward wanted to recommend one in, to oversee the club's transfer policy. But I did say if we'd have recommended one in, we needed to get someone in who's got experience, someone who knows the traditions of the club, someone who obviously deals with top players and stuff like that. But we are no longer now getting a director of football in anyway. Solskjaer's also got to focus on the outgoings as well as the incomings in the summer. Because, we've got to get rid of players in the summer. And Solskjaer's, I think, already worked out the players, that he's going to get rid of. We think we're planning to get rid of around 5 or 6 players in the summer transfer market. I definitely think Phil Jones will leave the football club. Phil Jones is now into his 9th season at Manchester United. Phil Jones has been here since the Alex Ferguson era. And he's been mainly inconsistent as Phil Jones. But I think Phil Jones is our 6th choice centre-half or something like that. But if we get rid of him in the summer, we can get maybe from £10 to £12 million for him. I think, we'll definitely get rid of Smalling on a permanent transfer. We'll definitely get rid of Rojo on a permanent transfer. Because they're both out on loan. I think we'll also get rid of Lingard. We'll also get rid of Angel Gomes, because they are 2 liabilities. Hopefully we can get rid of Alexis Sanchez on a permanent transfer, or at least loan him back out. I give you the news, didn't I, regarding Sanchez recently? And he says he wants to return to Chile to go and join Universidad de Chile. The Universidad de Chile president confirmed that, Sanchez will be finishing his career there. Reports from Sky Sports recently came out and said that Roma are interested in getting Alexis Sanchez on loan after his loan spell ends with Inter Milan, because Inter Milan aren't going to get Alexis Sanchez permanently. We don't want him back at Manchester United, so there you go. Sanchez's contract at Man United does run until 2022. So we're definitely going to get rid of players. But Solskjaer, has got rid of a lot of the deadwood anyway, since he got recommended into the football club. You know, I think a total of like 9 players have left since he's coming. Obviously, some have gone on permanent transfers. Some, you know, went out on loan. Like I said, we got rid of Young permanently. We got rid of Valencia permanently last summer. You know, he left Man United after he enjoyed 10 years at the club. You know, we got rid of Darmian permanently last summer. He went to Parma. You know, we also got rid of Fellaini permanently back in January 2019. He was the first player to leave under the Solskjaer era. You know, Fellaini went to China after he enjoyed 6 years at the club. Herrera left permanently last summer, but he went on a free transfer to PSG. Lukaku left permanently last summer for Inter Milan. Inter Milan paid around 72 million for him. But, you know, the players we loaned out were Sanchez, Chris Smalling, Rojo, and Dean Henderson. So, you know, we have actually, you know, loaned quite a few players out, to be quite honest with you. But there you go. So he has got rid of a lot of the deadwood, so I will credit Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for that. And like I've said, I think also Solskjaer's promoted the youth very, very well. But, you know, to be honest with you, know, the young players have been given their opportunities this season, you know. And I think there's a lot of players in general anyway, you know, that I've got foreseeable futures at Manchester United. And there's a lot of players I would keep at the football club for next season. Definitely in that I would definitely keep. But Solskjaer's identified the areas where he wants to strengthen up. He wants to recommend a centre forward in, a right winger, and a midfielder. There's still some reports emerging out saying that he wants to recommend a centre half in, but I don't think we'll get a centre half in the summer and that. But we need to stick with Solskjaer, like I said, because, you know, we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers, and we've sacked 3 managers since the Alex Ferguson era. Of course, you know, we sacked David Moyes, we sacked Louis van Gaal, and we sacked Jose Mourinho and that. And Manchester United are not really known for a sacking football club. Even though we have been playing catch-up for the last 6 or 7 years, you know, we are still one of the biggest clubs in the world with a fantastic history, a fantastic fan base, you know, a more successful team in England, you know, 20 titles and stuff like that. You know, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so the last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season and that. But we won't be ever the team that was under Ferguson. Solskjaer won't replicate Ferguson's legacy, but I don't think any manager will replicate Alex Ferguson's legacy at the football club and that. But like I've said to you, you know, Solskjaer's still inheriting players from other managerial eras because, you know, we have recruited over 30-odd players in since the Alex Ferguson era. That's including the 5 players that we brought in under Solskjaer. And we spent close to the £1 billion range on players. So let's just put that into the equation. We've lacked silverware in the last 6 or 7 years as well. We've only won 3 trophies since Fergie left, and that was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League and the League Cup under the Jose Mourinho era. So there you go on that. But yeah, so that's everything to update you today, guys. There will be more videos coming up very, very soon. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.